Hey guys, so we are back again with another reading. I have a little bit of an announcement for you guys. I wanted to say, first of all, thank you guys so much for all the sweet well wishes and, nice words that you guys have sent me about me being sick. It's meant so much to me, and so thank you guys so much. It's definitely put a smile on my face from my bed as I've been laying sick for the past couple weeks. The big announcement that I have is that I'm actually going to be moving within the next 2 weeks. So yeah, I guess when it rains it pours. Everything's kind of happening at once. So basically what that means for you guys is I thought I would have time to film a bunch of videos before my move and then post them, remotely, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to. I've just been so tired, so sick. So unfortunately, I'm not sure when I'll be able to post next. I don't know if it's going to be in a week or 2 weeks. That's kind of just up in the air, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna try to film, of course, but with all the packing and planning and moving, it's gonna be a lot. So I really don't know when I'm gonna post next. If you haven't subscribed, this would be a really good time to subscribe because it'll let you know as soon as I post next, so you don't have to constantly be going to my page and checking, because the schedule is going to be a little inconsistent, and I'm really hoping that once I move, things are going to simmer down a little and I'm going to be able to be back on more of a regular posting schedule. So if you guys missed when I was able to post more frequently, I feel the same way, and I'm really hopeful that in this new location, it's just going to be a lot easier with all of that. So that's the big announcement, you guys. I just wanted to keep you guys updated. I actually think Spirit has kind of made me sick to make me pause, because I've been going 100 miles an hour this whole summer, not sleeping or eating as much as I should have, to be honest, and just super busy. So I feel like Spirit just forced me to get into bed because I wouldn't listen. So anyway, hopefully things will be a lot better and a lot easier soon. So today's reading is going to be what you should do with a difficult situation, difficult person. This is great if you guys have kind of a hater around you, or a negative, jealous person that you have to deal with, or just a difficult situation, that may not have to do with a person. Maybe it's financial or just situational, whatever it is. So this is how you should handle that situation, the best way to get the best outcome. So we are going to dive into that. Today we have all these cute little cakes. They're kind of way more dainty than you would expect for this type of reading, but that's okay. I will show you guys close up. So this is number 1, and it is going to be an apple flavored cake. There's a little thing of frosting on top. It's kind of soft and squishy, just like a real cake. Then we have number 2, which is, I guess, lemon lime. I love lemon desserts, and it's also squishy and soft. So it looks really good. Then we have, I think, chocolate strawberry. It kind of looks like Oreo droppings on the top, or Oreo crumbs, I guess is a nicer way to put it. Not droppings, but yeah, that looks really good. There's the whipped cream. And then finally we have pink apple. So I guess it would be, a red apple kind of a thing. And yeah, it looks really good. All of them have a lot of the detail with the cream, the I don't know, frosting or whatever it's called. But anyway, hopefully one is standing out to you guys already. If you need to spend a little more time, feel free to rewind to the beginning and mute me, although this took so long, probably no one is still listening anyway. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hello, my lovely pile 1. So if you guys picked this green apple cake, this is going to be your reading. Green apples are so perfect for the fall. It definitely reminds me of harvest festivals and apple picking and stuff. So it's a great choice, but let's get right into your reading, guys. I pre-pulled your cards, and you got the Knight of Cups, Justice reversed. You got the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the Star, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Two of Wands and the Lovers. So I'm getting, first of all, this vibe that this person may be really passive aggressive. Like, I feel like they are very manipulative, very good with their words, and probably know exactly kind of how to say things without coming off as if they are actually being aggressive. Like, it's almost like, I feel like they're manipulative. I feel like this person, the vibe I'm getting is they do a really good job of hiding it. Like, they may have a lot of anger, but they disguise it behind kind of this King of Swords energy. They disguise it as being, you know, like really nice, really understanding, but secretly they're the type of person that has a lot of bad intentions and kind of sends like digs and kind of tries to, you know, undermine you or spread rumors or something like that. So I feel like this person, yeah, they have bad intentions, but they kind of cloak it like Knight of Cups, like being like this sweet, like, oh, I'm just a nice guy, I'm just a nice girl, I have your best interest at heart. And that's why I told everyone that you know, failed at work today, is because like I was looking out for you and I was worried about you. But the reality is that they don't have good intentions, and this person, I feel like, does a lot to undermine you and kind of hides it behind a attitude of them being nice, them being very fair, them looking out for you. But Spirit is saying that this person doesn't have good intentions and they're acting in a very kind of evil way, I would say, towards you. It's like how I would put it. I feel like with Justice reversed, Spirit is acknowledging that this person has been very unjust to you and has been very manipulative and malevolent towards you. So if you're feeling like this situation is unfair or feeling like this person has been doing you wrong, like, that is accurate. This person has been acting up. This person has been acting badly. And so Spirit just wants you to know, I feel like, that they have seen it all. Another interesting card that came out is the Star. So I kind of asked Spirit for how you should respond to it. This being how this person is acting, and then this is kind of how you should respond to it. And then we got the Star, we got the Nine of Wands reversed, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers reversed. So it's really an interesting combination of cards. I feel like Spirit just wants you to know that kind of like you're protected and you don't need to fight. Like, you don't need to be going after this person. In fact, I feel like with Nine of Wands reversed, I feel like they're saying you don't need to worry about this person, because it's not to say that this person can't cause damage, because I'm hearing that they might, but it's that whatever this person is able to damage is not for you and maybe needing to be removed from your life. You know what I mean? Because honestly, like, if someone is really your friend and someone comes to them and says, you know, this person's really shady or something. Like, I had someone text me about one of my friends recently and they were like, hey, like, kind of like being concerned about them. And they were like, they've been acting really strange lately. I'm worried because XYZ. And I was just like, okay, like, I just didn't really take it seriously. Like, I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I know they've been going through a lot, but, you know, I think that like the right person, even when they come to you with like a story about the other person, of course, if it's like something really messed up, then you have to like use your discretion to say, like, if you want to be around that kind of person. But I feel like sometimes the stuff this person says about you, it's like they're just kind of trying to make little digs. You know what I mean? I don't think they would spread a huge rumor about you of like you did something super illegal or super morally wrong. It's just that they're constantly trying to undermine you, constantly trying to make people see you as off your game, or I'm hearing incompetent. So this may be like a workplace situation, or I don't know, with the Lovers, it also makes me think it could be like a romantic relationship, but I feel like this person tries to undermine you, even to yourself probably, like tries to make you feel like you're kind of an idiot, or, oh God, you made that mistake again, kind of a thing. So I feel like with that, you should know that anyone who's going to buy into that kind of a thing is probably not supposed to be on your path anyway. And I know that can be super painful, the idea of having people leave us or us leave someone behind. But I do feel like overall it is going to be for your benefit. With the star, that really talks about, you know, the ultimate destination being kind of worth the journey, and that everything that happens to us is leading us to that final destination, not like the movie, not like in a scary way, but in a beautiful way, like is leading us to this star energy. So, you know, we might have to pass through difficulty, but it's all going to be okay in the end. And so the star is basically telling you, don't worry about this. I feel like they don't want you to try to fight or engage, and sometimes there's a lot more power in not fighting, not engaging. You know, that's kind of what Gandhi did, and so many other people have, you know, like Jesus too, you know, was all about fighting back without actually fighting. Not fighting actually is very spiritually powerful, and it's kind of hard to understand sometimes how that works, but it does work. And so I feel like you guys have protection anyway. You're already on a path towards achieving something, and you don't need to, it's like, they don't want you to get down in the muck and try to fight with this person, because I also feel like this person would love that. Like, this person would love to get you all riled up, to make you all upset, to get you really fighting and getting in that energy, that kind of low vibrational, angry energy. And our manifestation abilities are so much higher when we're in a positive place. So I totally get it. And I'm not trying to blame anyone for getting mad when they've been gaslit or when they've been treated badly. Obviously, that stuff is horrific, and I'm not like trying to excuse it. But I just feel like whatever that person wants to do that's dysfunctional, the best thing for you to do is maybe just to come at it from a place of like, I'm not going to let you bother me. I'm not going to let you ruin my day. What's coming to mind is that quote, like, never try to wrestle a pig because you'll get dirty, and what's worse, the pig likes it. So it's like, I feel like if you were to fight this person, that's what they would love. They would be so happy if you were to get all upset and get angry and be like, hey, leave me alone, blah, blah, I know you've been talking about me. Then they could really act like, oh, this person's crazy. They're paranoid too. They're out of control. So I feel like for you, the path right now, it's kind of like just be chill. Just be chill and focus on yourself, and know that you guys have a better path that you guys are heading towards. So we also got the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, Discernment, Clear Vision, Details, the Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect, Reversed, the Ice Queen, Ideas Preserved, Non-Action, Entitlement, and Lady of the Mirror, Reflection, Non-Judgment. So I do feel like with the Ringmaster coming out, like, this person is very, like, you know, they have like a creepy energy, to be honest, because I feel like they very much, they kind of plot and plan, you know what I mean? They kind of are very deliberate. Like, sometimes when someone is causing conflict, we think that, you know, they're doing it accidentally, or they can't help themselves because they're really upset or something. But it's almost like this person knows what they're doing, and they're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? They are deliberately trying to do these negative things. They know what they're doing, and it's not an accident. So if you guys, again, I feel like this person hides their actions so much that you might even doubt yourself sometimes and be like, well, maybe they didn't mean to say it like that, or like, yeah, I thought they told me that they were going to give the deal to me, but I don't know, maybe I misheard. Like, this person is really good at covering their tracks and weaving webs, as this card says. Like, this person is really good at creating a narrative that suits them and kind of deceiving people as to their true intentions. So I feel like for you guys, you know, a big part of it is just kind of handling it. Like this person, it's almost like they are a general in a war. You know how the generals will make a list of like the battle stations and they go in very deliberately. They don't just tell their troops like, hey, just run in with your sword. They plan like what hill they're going to go on, and they're going to go over this and go under that and come around this way, and then there's going to be people waiting over here. That's kind of like this person. Like they're very deliberate. They're very methodical, and I feel like they hide that. I feel like you would never know that from talking to them. You probably would just be like, oh, this person's a really nice person, or like, oh, they're just kind of soft-spoken. They're just, they don't mean anyone any harm. They're just doing their best, kind of a thing. But the truth is that they do this stuff deliberately, and a lot of times, even if I feel like they might say something that's cutting or say something that's hurtful, and then do the kind of like, oops, oh, I didn't know you were going to be offended by that, or I didn't know you were so sensitive. You know what I mean? And so they very much hide their activities. So if you guys are already aware that this person has bad intentions towards you, I feel like it's probably even deeper than you realize. I feel like it's like this lake, she's on the surface of the lake, and there's like a lot of stuff down there. There's the fish, there's the reeds, there's all this stuff you can't see in the murky waters, so there's a lot more depth to it than you realize. So you guys are thinking that this person, oh, okay, maybe they have some bad intentions, or maybe they're difficult. And I feel like also, but like, it's more than that, you know what I mean? It really goes deep, and they really do have bad intentions for you. And I think that a lot of people also may kind of tell you that like, oh, they didn't mean it like that. Oh, well, they're so nice. They're nice to me. They don't, I know they can be kind of prickly, but they really have a sweet heart. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of kind of gaslighting going on. There's a lot of hiding. There's a lot of falseness that this person has put up. So I feel like for you guys, the best thing for you guys to do though with the Ice Queen reversed is like, I just feel like you guys are supposed to kind of be happy. I know that's maybe not the advice you want to hear in these situations, but I do think that you guys are just supposed to focus on yourself. I'm also seeing like a bubble around you guys, protecting you guys. So I feel like there's an aspect of you guys being protected from this, where this person, it's going to be like water up a duck's back. And even if they are able to cause some destruction or damage, it's not going to be anything super important. You know what I mean? Like you're still on this divine path with the star. So you don't need to stress out about what they're going to be able to get done, because they're being kind of limited on the astral realm. And I'm not surprised, because with Justice reversed, I feel like they have a lot of bad karma. So their team may not be, helping them that much. But your team is helping you. So we got community, never ending story, go the distance reversed, and time to go. So with community, yeah, I feel like there's this aspect of this person trying to make you look bad to others, or speaking about you behind your back. I just keep getting that. Like, I feel like this person does create a narrative, even if they're not like directly going up to people and being like, hey, listen, I heard about Lindsay or something. I feel like this person is probably creating a narrative that, like, in how they interact with you. Like maybe when you're in public around other people, that's when they'll come up to you and be like, did you get that report done? It's not done already? Oh my God. I mean, it's really an important report. And like, it's like, you might think like, this is such annoying timing. They always randomly come up to me when I'm out in the public common room. I just, why can't they come up to me in my office? And it's like, it's not a coincidence, because this person does try to create a bad narrative about you in the eyes of others. It's just what I'm getting is like, they're very sneaky about it. They definitely go through it with an attitude of like being a nice person, a nice guy, being, really well spoken, very intelligent. But the truth is there's a lot of anger kind of cloaked behind that. I feel like with go the distance reverse, this is another kind of indication that it's like spirit doesn't want you to like be fighting this. Like go the distance is kind of a fighting card. It's about like, you can do it, but it's also like, keep going, you got it. And I feel like Spirit just kind of wants you to relax, not to say that you allow this person to do whatever they're trying to do, but it's kind of like you just focus on yourself. You know what I mean? Focus on being the best version of yourself, and don't engage with them or allow them to pull you into like this weird little dance that they do. Don't allow them to try to get you all upset, get you all agitated. They may be that kind of person that will send you an email like right as you're leaving work, or if this is a romantic relationship, you know, gets in a fight with you right before you have a big presentation, or right before you have to go to a big family gathering or something, is when they'll like start a huge argument. And I feel like this person, it's almost like they're trying to derail you from your future. Like there's something where they see your potential and they're trying to kind of stop it. And I feel like Spirit just wants you to know that it's almost like non-engagement. Like, you know how it's like there's so many like famous figures that fought through nonviolence, you know, and it's not to like disrespect any of these people or, you know, make light of the important work they did, but I feel like there's so many people, famous figures, that just fought with nonviolence and ended up getting the job done better than anyone else could, because there's something really powerful about like leaving it up to Spirit. I've found in the times in my life when like someone has done something really mean to me and I've just been like, oh, there's nothing I can do and this is so frustrating, but I just kind of have, even before I knew about energetic work, I would energetically be like feeling very defeated. So I would turn it over to Spirit and I wouldn't be trying to fight back. And that's when they would get knocked out and like Spirit would just make something really horrible happen to them. And it's not to say that, you know, we want to wish ill on anyone, but it's funny because when you let Spirit take over, like Spirit doesn't play around and Spirit will be like, okay, and you are slapped down. You know, if you read the Old Testament of the Bible and stuff, like again, Spirit does not play. So I feel like sometimes us just staying in a happy energy and not engaging and not getting down in the muck with them. I keep hearing that line from like Cold War Kids, that song, Hang Me Up to Dry. And they say, like, they just sing down in the muck and the mild, and that's what I think that's what it is, and that's what I keep hearing. Like I feel like this person just wants to bring you down into the muck, get you down there, get you fighting, get you all dirty. And I feel like the best thing you can do is just not let them. Like don't enter the boxing ring, don't enter the, you know, mud pit to fight them, because there's no benefit to you guys, especially because you have a better destiny in front of you. With time to go, I feel like for some of you it may be time to think about leaving this situation or working towards that. Obviously, I know some of these things take time. Like I'm moving right now and it's taken time to plan that, you know? So I get it. Like, you know, logistics have to happen and sometimes you have to like, you know, find a new place and that takes time, or find a new job and that takes time. But I feel like that's something some of you guys might just think about that, because I feel like this person, they are not going to change is what I'm getting. That's why there's no point in fighting with them, because they are not going to change ever. Like this person has a very dysfunctional, jealous energy, and if it's not directed at you, it will be directed at others. So we got Dawn, New Beginnings, Cave, Sanctuary, Ancestors, Generations, and Wind Activation. So yeah, again, like I said, I feel like your ancestors are protecting you, or you have some help on the other side that are kind of sealing you up in this little bubble where you don't need to worry as much, because again, there is this aspect of you guys being taken care of. I do feel like a lot of you guys, like I said, it may be time to find a new job and have these new beginnings, a new job, a new location, or if this is a romantic relationship, maybe thinking about ending it. Of course, that is up to you. And, you know, I'm just the tarot reader, so don't take my word as the final thing. But I feel like some of you guys should check in with yourself, and it may be that, you know, you're ready to move on to something else, because I feel like this person, I feel like they take a lot of mental energy, not just from you, but from like all the people they're around. They are very draining. They deliberately kind of, I feel like, again, this is something where you may not realize, but this person does enjoy being the center of attention. And I don't think they present that way, because again, I think they have this very strong routine of acting, kind of King of Swords, Knight of Cups, very like nice and sweet and very smart and kind of maybe even soft-spoken. But the truth is that they love the attention and they love the conflict. They absolutely love it and they create it. And so again, this is not a characteristic that's going to end or be worked out or be fixed. This is like a long-term set way of behaving that this person has. So there's not so much a point in sticking around and hoping that something is going to shift, because this has just been going on for a very long time in this person's life, and it's kind of, it is what it is, you know, it's just not going to change. And it's kind of like Spirit wants you to focus on yourself. Spirit wants you to kind of activate, focus on you. You know what I mean? Focus on coming into your highest, most positive energy and not sticking around to try to change this person or try to fight them or try to make them realize what they're doing wrong. Because I'm hearing from Spirit, they realize, they know the pain they cause people, and they just really don't care that much. I feel like also with Cave Sanctuary, Spirit just wants you to kind of nurture yourself and to, you know, be kind to yourself as you deal with this person. Because I feel like this person, Spirit, is acknowledging how difficult they are. And so it's like, you know, if you need to put some extra marshmallows in your hot chocolate in the morning, that's what I'm seeing, then that's okay. Or if you guys need to, you know, spend your weekends really like in bed chilling because of this person, that's okay. It's not to take you off your path, or, you know, exercise can be so healing and actually can make us feel so much better. But I just feel like it's like, if you guys need to, like, you know, rest a little more from dealing with this person or whatever, it's okay. Because I feel like this is temporary, and what you should be working on is kind of getting away from this person and extricating yourself. So it's like, in the time being, if you need to, you know, relax and have a glass of wine, although, you know, it's important not to overdo drinking and stuff, but you know, that it's like, be easy on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself a little extra TLC, if that makes sense. With the Lovers also, I'm feeling like, again, it's kind of like winning someone with love. And I'm not saying you should try to win this person over or try to be super nice to them, because I don't think it's going to work. I just feel like just being in a positive vibe of love for yourself, though, is going to help you. You know what I mean? So if you're going to deal with this person, just be kind of like blasé to them and just be kind of like, oh yeah, and be nice. And again, don't be trying to fight them, I guess, if that makes sense. So other cards we got are Love Begins, again, Movements, Choices, and Decisions. We got Fertility reversed, Trapped in Fear, and Harmony reversed. So again, I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that coming at it from an attitude of love. I'm not saying you should, like, sometimes people will say with difficult people, it's like, oh, well, just be kind to them and just be sweet to them and just come up to them and invite them to a picnic. And I disagree. I think with toxic people, sometimes it's really important to create those barriers and to distance yourself from them. But if you have to interact, I think it's, you know, it's fine for you to be like nice. You know, maybe don't tell them everything about your day. If they ask, just give them, you know, short answers, but just be like, oh, it was fun. Yeah, it was a great weekend, you know. But it's like, don't be hostile, I guess. Like, don't, because I feel like Spirit is just wanting you to avoid fighting. Spirit is wanting to avoid getting down. And I know it's so hard when you're dealing with someone and sometimes you just want to like go off, you know. And when someone is one of these really difficult personalities that's just pushing every button and trying to trigger you, it can be really hard to keep your peace. But I feel like that's what Spirit really wants, is for you to just keep your peace and not let this person upset you, and maybe focus on moving out into a different situation, whether that means leaving a job or finding a new relationship or whatever it is, finding a new friend group, finding a new living situation, anything. I feel like Spirit just wants you to focus on yourself and your own journey. And I feel like with Fertility reversed, it also might be a message that, you know, you guys are going to have a lot easier time making your plans happen with this person removed from your like life, because I feel like this person does a really good job of just disrupting things and upsetting people and just, you know, creating problems. And so it's like you just don't really want to deal with that, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like this person, you know, you're not the first person that they've run across where they kind of have this bad attitude. So we also got broken heart, indecision reversed, strategy reversed, magician and the mirror reversed, and envy. And I don't know if you can hear, but they are like, I think, pressure washing the side of my building. So I apologize if it's like super loud. I don't think it's that loud, but anyway. So yeah, I feel like this person might be very envious of you. And if you're wondering why they act the way they do or why they have displayed hostility, a lot of it could come from envy. Again, I'm getting with the star that you guys have some kind of a, you know, an important destiny, and sometimes people can sense that and it really upsets them. You know what I mean? Maybe this person, I do feel like they like to be the center of attention, even though they hide that. So they're probably not thrilled about the fact that you kind of effortlessly have this really amazing destiny in front of you and attract attention to a certain extent. So I feel like it's almost like people can sense that you have a good vibe about you, that you have a positive like life path that you're on. And this person is upset and trying to disrupt that, trying to stop you. Kind of like if you hear, you know, that someone is moving to some really exciting place, like suddenly they're going to move to Paris or something. And if you know, if you're like a jealous person, you might be like, oh, heck no, you're not moving to Paris, and try to like, I don't know, like make their car break down or something. That's kind of like what this person is trying to do, or try to steal their plane ticket, you know. Like I feel like this person can sense that you guys have this beautiful outcome and they're trying to stop you, kind of like this person in the woods, how they are, you know, at a standstill. Like that's kind of what this person is trying to do to you. And again, with strategy, this person is very strategic and has, you know, they're very plotting and planning kind of energy. Like this is not an accident. And if you're like, well, they must have just been in a really bad mood. No. This is all very deliberate on their part. So again, with magician and the mirror reversed, I feel like this person, again, may be trying to or succeeding temporarily in blocking your manifestations, because they take up a lot of your mental wherewithal. Like, you know, if your brain is fully occupied with something, it's going to be very hard to effectively manifest. It's going to be very hard to focus on, I don't know, writing that great novel, or, you know, making your side hustle take off, or, you know, doing really great at work or something. Like I feel like this person just, they want to take up all your mental energy. They want to really derail you from your path. And I feel like, yeah, this person may be someone who didn't really get a lot of attention as a child, is what I'm getting, or had like really dysfunctional parents. And it's almost like they don't know the ways to ask for love or for affection in a positive way. You know what I mean? They don't know how to be like, hey, I'm kind of hurting. I'm feeling really lonely. Could you help me? So instead they do this really negative behavior, but that's not your burden to carry and you shouldn't be concerned with it. Focus on yourself. Just know that it's a big compliment that this person, you know, keeps directing this energy. I know it doesn't feel like that, but it is, because you guys have an important path. And with broken heart, again, I feel like just coming at it from a place of peace and love is probably the best way to go about it. So we got new beginnings, healing chaos reversed, security reversed, truth reversed, and freedom. So again, with healing chaos reversed, I feel like even though I went into this person's background, I almost didn't mention it, because it was like, I don't want, sometimes those of us who are empaths can get into a vibe of like, oh my God, let me heal this person. I feel so bad for them. Oh my gosh. Like, oh, it's so sad that they had that childhood. That is not, Spirit doesn't want you to take any of your time to try to heal this person, because I'm hearing it would be a waste of energy. Like this person's energy is super dysfunctional. It has been for years. And also they've made the choice not to heal themselves. So it would be, wrong of you in a way to trample on their free will and heal them. And it's pointless. So just don't waste your time with that. Use your energy towards yourself. Again, I feel like this person has been telling lies about you or talking behind your back with truth reversed. They're very deceptive energy, I feel. Like the energy I'm picking up on is very deceptive, but again, in how they present, it's very deceptive as well, because I feel like they just lie a lot, but they also just act like they're like this nice person, and they're super understanding, and they're super soft-spoken, and like they may even act kind of like they're like woke or something, or you know what I mean, like progressive in certain areas. But the truth is that they're very angry underneath, and they're not willing to acknowledge that anger to themselves or anyone else, so they just hide it, cloak it behind like, I'm such a sweet person. And meanwhile, they are very plotting and planning and being very deliberately nasty to you. So I feel like, if you are in a job or you're living with someone or you're in a relationship with someone, it may not be as secure as you may think. And I don't mean, like, again, I feel like you guys have a bubble of protection around you. So whatever happens, it's going to be fine. You're going to be okay. But I feel like it's like this person is, like I said, they are doing some damage and they are derailing certain things from happening. So it may be that at the job you're at, like there are people listening, or if you're married to this person, like they are saying stuff to your family and your family is buying it, or they are saying stuff to your friends. I keep getting that they're holding back your manifestations, like they're preventing them from coming through. So I feel like the best thing for you guys to do may be leaving this situation behind. Again, in the meantime, while you're with this situation, just come at it from a positive place. Don't even let them know that they ruffled your feathers. Like, be like, oh, no, everything's great. Oh, thank you so much. Like, if they come up to you in public and say, like, you never finished that report, instead of being like, oh, well, could you just not tell me? You know what I mean? Could you not tell me in front of people? Or, okay, well, I mean, I thought I did email it to you. Like, don't even argue. Be like, oh, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I emailed. I think I CC'd someone, but anyway, I'll make sure to resend that. I think there might be a problem with your email, but be really positive. You know what I mean? Like, try to speak to them in a positive way. You could almost think of it as dealing with a child. You know how like a child will tell you stuff and they'll be like, I flew today. I flew up in the clouds. And you just are like, oh, how interesting. Yeah, you flew. Wow. I feel like that's almost how you should think of it, is this person is not deserving of you getting upset or angry about them because they're so emotionally stunted. Just dismiss them and just come at it from a positive attitude and just kind of be positive with them and don't let it get to you. I do feel like a lot of you guys with freedom and new beginnings at the beginning and end, like I feel like you guys should try looking for a new situation where you won't have to deal with this person. And then I feel like your manifestations or the things you're trying to make happen in your life, if that's wealth or money or a happy family or whatever, will be able to take place. But I just feel like with this person right now, they're blocking it. So I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on keeping yourself in a happy place, however you have to do that, and then also getting yourself into a new environment, a new situation, so you don't have to deal with this person and they can't be holding you back anymore. So I really hope that helped you guys. I'm getting my throat is like starting to act up again, but I really hope that helped. Also, if you guys didn't hear, I am going to be moving, so I'm not sure when I'll be posting next. Hopefully it'll be, I think max like 2 weeks, but I'm hoping I can post earlier. But if you haven't subscribed, this would be a great time just so you'll find out when I post. You don't have to keep checking. But yeah, please let me know if it resonated, you guys. I love hearing your stories and your input, so let me know in the comments. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. I am sending you guys so much love and light and healing with this situation. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey pile 2, so if you guys got this lemon lime cake, this is going to be your reading. It looks really good. I love lemon desserts and this one definitely looks delicious. So yeah, it's a great choice. Let's get into your reading. I pre-pulled your cards, you guys. You got Strength reversed, the Fool reversed, the Lovers, the King of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So this is a really interesting card pull. For some of you guys, this may be a romantic situation, like a love situation, or someone that is acting like they are in love with you, but you know, maybe not being like reliable or something. I'm not quite sure like why so much love came through. I'm going to shuffle again for one other card. But I just feel like this, yeah, for a lot of you guys, I'm feeling like this may be love, and this may be someone who is not being honest with you in that way, or it could just be, I don't know, a difficult situation, I don't know, that you're dealing with at work or something. But what's coming through is the ultimate outcome for you guys is supposed to be success, and you guys focusing on getting success. So I'm just going to kind of channel what I am getting though. For a lot of you guys, I feel like this is someone who may be romantically into you and may act like they are into you, but it's like they're kind of like playing around, or they're with a lot of other people, and it's almost like you don't know where you stand with them. Like you can't fully get a read on the situation, and you're kind of like, okay, so are you into me? Are you not? Are we in a relationship? Are we not? What's going on? And this person isn't giving you the clarity that you need. And for others, it could also be like just that kind of a situation in your life where you're kind of lost. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're headed. But I feel like for a lot of you, this may be romantic. I'm kind of like, why is this so romantic? Because I wasn't expecting it to come through. But people do have difficult romantic relationships. I feel like either way, the solution is really clear, that you guys are supposed to focus on building financial success and more stability and stuff. And I feel like some of you guys may have people in your life also who like ask you for money, or who like, it's almost like people can see that you guys are destined for success, and they may try to take advantage of that, or they may be like kind of coming around and playing games around you. I find this kind of energy happens a lot in people who are successful. Like you can just almost feel when someone is going to be a big success, and then it's almost like they have trifling type of people around them, you know, that aren't serious or are almost resentful of that success, and they try to deceive them, or they're selfish. And when you see someone who is really focusing on building like long-term success, they have a very steady energy a lot of times. And then you'll have people around them who are very chaotic, you know what I mean? And so it's almost like the more they radiate these success vibes, the more they attract in people who are chaotic and have bad intentions and are selfish or whatever. So I don't know, I'm trying to like broaden it a little, because it is coming through as very romantic, but I could also see it coming as other people around you who just may be in a chaotic place. It's funny, like even my thoughts are kind of jumbled, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of like that chaos energy from these other people. It's really interesting. I can feel my energy kind of shifted to like being very, I don't know, frazzled or overly energetic, which rarely happens to me, especially since I've been super tired. So I feel like there may be people around you who are just very frenetic. Like it's almost like chaotic energy. Like they don't know, they're not wise people. They're not someone that's like, hey, so I was planning this and I thought we could go on a picnic, you know, in September 29th, and we could go to this location. Like they don't plan stuff like that. You know, everything's very like last minute, gotta happen, frantic. And so, yeah, I feel like though for many of you, this is going to be romantic, and it may just be kind of like an F-boy type energy or an F-girl, where it's someone who maybe isn't even interested in settling down anytime soon, but they're not being honest with that about that to you. You know, they may be acting like they do want something long term when they don't, or playing around or going after other people, and it's like they just don't have their life together. And I feel like Spirit is saying for you that it may just be time to kind of let this situation go and focus on yourself. So for some of you, this is such an interesting and confusing reading. I'm getting so much stuff is coming up, and I'm not getting like it's this particular situation. It's very broad, but I feel like for those of you who this is not romantic, where this is like family or people coming around you asking for stuff, maybe very chaotic friends or something, there may be a point of you starting to pull back from that, where you guys are like, I can't deal with this anymore, and I'm gonna just step away and focus on myself, because I feel like you guys have certain goals and things that you want to achieve. I do apologize for how stuffed up my voice probably sounds right now, but yeah, sorry, I'm just still sick, but I hope it doesn't sound too bad listening to it. But I feel like you guys the best thing for you guys to do may to be just to focus on yourself and not focus on giving to these people as much, or trying to help them, or trying to do this or that, or, you know, just dealing with them in general. I feel like they can be very chaotic and very unpredictable, and it's almost like you don't know what to do, how to handle them, and it kind of sends you into chaos. It sends you into a tailspin, and I feel like for some of you guys it may be time to pull back with the 5 of Cups and the Hanged Man, and really look at this situation in a different way. And really look at this situation and be like, you know, is this working for me? How is it working for me? Is this benefiting me? Is it not benefiting me? And being really honest with yourself. It's almost like when these people are around, I'm feeling like you guys can't think clearly, or the thinking becomes muddled. I even feel like my thinking has become a little muddled doing this. Like, I feel like it's almost like they bring in this confusion, fog around you, where it's hard for you to know what direction you're supposed to head or what you're supposed to do. And I feel like they just have so much chaos that you may be having a plan or focus on something, but then that just becomes derailed because of their chaos, like because they are so frenetic and stuff that you're forced to divert your attention to them. And so it takes you off your path that you guys are supposed to be on. And I feel like it's kind of blocking you from like a fresh new start with the Fool reversed. So also with the Strength reversed, I feel like it may be something where you're not supposed to like tough this situation out and just continue dealing with it. It may be time for you guys to put things to an end and just be able to move on from it a little bit. So other cards we got: the Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. The Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. And the Cosmos, creativity, vastness, reversed. And the High Lady of love and compassion, reverence, kindness, consideration. And Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. I don't know why I read that as a French word. But anyway, I just made up a French word. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about, them creating confusion and chaos. But so you guys, I feel like, again, this person it may be like fun to be around them, because I feel like they have a lot of like kind of an upbeat energy where there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of kind of passion, there's a lot of just stuff happening around them. And so it may be something where whenever you're dealing with them, it's kind of absorbing, like it takes your mind off other things. But I feel like in a way that could be a bad thing. And maybe some of you are dealing with a lot, and you guys have like a lot on your plate, because you guys, I am getting the other card I pulled, by the way, which for some reason I stuck it back in the deck and didn't put it out, but it's at the bottom, is the Empress. So I feel like this is where you guys are headed, or where you guys are at now. So I feel like some of you guys may have a lot of responsibility, or you may be headed in that direction, but it's already like you have a lot on your plate. And so it may be nice for you to kind of like get your mind off things by being around this person And they are not the type of person that takes life super seriously. Again, they have a very chaotic energy, to be honest. So it may be something where for you, it's kind of fun because you're not super stressed out for the moment. Your mind is off it and you're just kind of absorbed in the current situation. But I feel like Spirit also wants you to be very intentional with Arrow Master, hitting the mark, detachment. Like, Spirit doesn't want you to get absorbed in this person's daily chaos. They want you to actually focus on your long-term plans. And for some of you, again, this could be a romantic partner who is being deceptive with you about their intentions. And I feel like for you guys, it's almost like you expect that there's going to be a long-term situation, whereas this person is just the type of person where they are just living moment to moment. You know what I mean? And it's almost like it would be impossible for them to have long-term intentions because they live things so chaotically. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Hopefully that'll help. And so I feel like for you guys, this is all about you guys taking a step back. I feel like a lot of you guys are very absorbed in this situation where it's almost like some of you guys feel responsibility towards this person. I feel like you have to help them. I feel like you have to, go out of your way to fix them or whatever. And so it's almost like you let your own responsibilities or your own desires fall by the wayside because you're so focused on them, trying to help them, trying to give them what they need. So yeah, I feel like for you guys, there may be something that it's time to just focus on you. It's time to focus on your goals. And it's not to say that, you have to fight this person, but it might be time to maybe think about leaving them in the past a little bit. It might be time to take a step back and really focus on you. I feel like this person, what I'm getting is they bring in an energy that is very fun, almost like intoxicating. And I keep getting addiction, addict. So this person might be an addict. Or for some of you, it may just feel like an addiction, like one of those people where it's just so fun to be around them. Or you're like, I know I should probably stop hanging out with them, but oh my God, they're so much fun. Or you just feel tied into it. Like you just feel somehow like you can't leave. And I feel like Spirit wants you to reassess that and wants you to consider whether you can't leave or whether that's a choice you're making. And maybe it's time to kind of pull back and move into more of a balanced, almost disciplined energy. Because I do feel like this person is keeping you from being in the disciplined energy that you guys should be in. So other cards we got: deep knowing, serendipity, between worlds, reversed, treasure islands, unfinished symphony, and here and now. So yeah, I feel like this person lives very much in the present moment, but it's almost like they're very concerned with themselves, to be honest. This person or people, they're very concerned with themselves. And it's like you need to take some of that, you need to almost take notes from them a little bit, only in this area of their life, because I feel like they're very chaotic in other areas. But in terms of focusing on yourself and feeling entitled to focus on yourself, some of you guys may feel like you have some obligation. Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, but it's almost like you feel like you have to keep them around. You have to do stuff for them. You have to possibly, for some of you, give them money. And you don't have the right to focus on yourself because you're not good enough, but you're supposed to focus on them all the time. And it's like, that is not true. Maybe some of you guys might be codependents or something where you're not willing to embrace the love you have for yourself and really, lean into that and really focus on giving yourself the best things in life. It's almost like you feel maybe guilty or responsible for someone else and you feel like you don't deserve that, but you're willing to do whatever it takes to help these people. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's going to be about coming into a place where you accept and acknowledge that you are worthy and you are deserving and you don't need to pour all your energy into someone else. And actually, that's not what Spirit wants us to do. Spirit didn't put you on the planet as some little milkmaid for someone else or some handmaid for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, you're the main character in your story. Spirit didn't just put you down as like a sidekick. Like, oh, this person's the main character, and then, well, we'll just throw her into, like, why not? She can help her. That's not how Spirit designs these things. You are the main character, and you guys deserve to focus on yourselves and to have blessings and good things. I feel like some of you guys feel responsible or feel guilty about good things. Maybe you come from a family where there was not a lot of money, or where there was poverty, or where there was a lot of chaos, like where, you know, there was constant fighting, constant arguing or something. And it's almost like you feel like you don't deserve to be in a truly peaceful, abundant, happy, high vibe life. You're like, me? Why would I get that? Like, my ancestors lived this kind of way. Why would I be any different? But it's so important for us to break all ancestral curses or, you know, ancestral issues, and come into this world and truly manifest our best life for ourselves. That's a positive thing. And that's actually one of the most powerful work you can do. That is doing so much good for your next lineage in your family line, like any kids you might have, or just in general. It's actually so powerful. So the best thing you guys could do would be to focus on yourself. And I feel like it's really like Spirit wants you to focus on your own joy, and also getting the bag, getting money for yourself, and not feeling guilty, not feeling like you have to give it away to someone, or like, oh, I don't deserve this. I'm just gonna call my cousin and I'll take them out for dinner, but I'm not gonna get anything for myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, you guys deserve stuff. You guys deserve to be happy. Some of you guys may be like, well, I don't have any money to give. I'm in poverty. And that doesn't surprise me at all, because this is definitely kind of a poverty mindset. It's definitely going to be difficult for you guys to earn a ton of money and come into this Empress energy with this mindset, because it's almost like you're going to be self-sabotaging because you have attached a lot of negative stuff towards money. You guys have attached a lot of guilt towards it. Sorry, I need more water or tea. So yeah, I feel like for you guys, this is something where if you guys could switch this way of thinking and be okay with having money, be okay with having success. A lot of you guys are holding yourselves back from success because you're so worried about how other people are going to perceive it. And some of these people in your life will try to make you feel really guilty for it. And for others, again, this Lovers, King of Wands, I don't know, this could be a romantic relationship where this person is kind of sabotaging you, or again, lying to you. But either way, I feel like there are two groups in this pile. It's so interesting. I feel like there's one that's like the romantic, and the others are dealing with these chaotic people, and there's like major overlap. It's really confusing for a pile, to be honest. But I feel like the outcome and the end result is the same, which is like Spirit wants you to focus. Oh my God, my throat, this is so annoying. Spirit wants you to focus on coming into your money, coming into your financial abundance, and focusing on yourself and doing stuff, doing work to understand and realize that you deserve nice things. I'm hearing that line from the Taylor Swift song, of course, because I always quote her, but this is why we can't have nice things. It's almost like because you're tolerating this behavior, this is why you can't have nice things. And if you guys could fix this mentality and stop tolerating the BS and the chaos and the like random late night calls about like, oh, can you help me? I don't have the money for this or whatever. Like, I mean, that sucks. And I'm not trying to make light of it. You know, of course, like I've been in a financial panic before, and it's really nice when you have someone you could call and ask for help. But I also feel like this is like a pattern, and these people kind of take you for granted. And I'm not saying if you're a parent and this is a child, I don't know, because, you know, parents do have an obligation to take care of their child. But I really feel like Spirit is urging a lot of you guys to work on coming into your own financial abundance and just being like happy, you know what I mean? And coming into your own blessings and working on realizing that you deserve happiness and you deserve love. And a lot of things are just going to naturally fix themselves once you guys come into that place. So we got power, we got new beginnings, conflict and defeat, spiritual strength, rest and rejuvenation reverse, and firm foundation. So firm foundation is really sticking out to me with that. I do feel like you guys kind of need to focus on building a good financial situation, maybe obtaining power as well, and new beginnings. It's like Spirit wants you to be spiritually strong. Spirit wants you to, it's almost like, also I feel like many of you guys haven't been giving yourself the time to rest, to sleep, to take it easy. A lot of you guys it's almost like you have this, I don't know, servant energy where it's like you think you have to do all this stuff for all these people. And it's like, why? No one made you do that. You know what I mean? When you think about it, and I get it, some of us get looped into this family stuff. Maybe some of you guys were the scapegoat in your family, or you grew up with a family that told you like money doesn't grow on trees, and if you asked for something, it'd be like, oh, you're so entitled. Oh, I'm sorry, the Queen of England. Oh, okay. Oh, you want a special dessert. Oh, wow. Oh, you're royalty then. You know what I mean? Where you felt ashamed for asking for something you wanted. But I feel like Spirit wants that to end, wants you to realize that you deserve whatever it is you want. And I feel like it might be removing yourself from dealing with these people and just kind of exiting out of the situation. So other cards we got: Caring Connections reversed, Hostilities, Man holding a heart reversed, Action, and Woman holding a coin. So again, a lot of love energy. So again, that is a theme in this reading where some of you guys may be with someone, or maybe thinking, you may have like gone into this pile with the intention of asking about a romantic relationship. So I feel like for many of you, it's almost like I'm getting the same kind of vibe, and it's like chaos. It's like chaotic, selfish energy. So I feel like whether you fall into the romantic pile or just the other one, I don't know what to term it, but either way, you're dealing with chaotic, kind of selfish people that aren't thinking about your well-being. They're kind of like takers. They just kind of take, and they don't really give back so much. So I feel like for you guys, with hostilities, some of them, I feel like I'm not getting a super hostile vibe. Like, I'm not getting like these people hate you. I don't feel like a lot of them intended to hurt you or intended to screw you over, but they're so chaotic. They're so unconscious that I don't think they think this stuff through. I don't think that they like take a moment to process, like, well, should I ask for that, or what should I do? It's like they're just going through life very unconsciously. And whenever someone has that energy where they're very unconscious, it's almost like a bull in a china shop, especially as a psychic reader, where you pick up on that, and it's almost like it's going to be trouble, because, or like a toddler going through a china shop, where you just know if you bring that toddler in, it's not that the toddler is going to try to knock down all the china and break them, but they're probably not going to really care, not really going to know that they shouldn't, not really going to think about like, should I take this piece of priceless china and smash it on the floor? No, they're just going to be like, oh, that's fun, And so when you have people in your life who are living like that, it can bring in a lot of chaos to you. So I feel like this person, it's not even like if you're asking about a romantic person, either way, like this is so unified in their energy. I think that's why Spirit did this weird thing where they looped two groups, because I'm kind of like, what the heck? So there's a lot to pick up on, but I feel like either way, this is people that are just very unconscious, very chaotic, thinking of themselves, very much kind of looking out for themselves, maybe not intentionally, but that's what they're doing. And I feel like the solution with Woman holding a coin is for you guys to come into some money, for you guys to come into abundance, and for you guys to focus on getting that coin, Woman holding a coin. So, that is the solution. So we also got Waterfall Effortless reversed, Celebration Dance reversed, Volcano Volatility reversed, Cave Sanctuary, Mountain Strength, and Wolf Instinct. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's almost like this person is very unconscious with Effortless reversed. I don't think they put a lot of effort into things. And I don't think they think things through. I think they just do it. And it's almost like they brought this volatile, can be fun at times with Celebration, but it's very volatile, very chaotic, where it's almost like you might be this situation where like you text them, they never respond, they text you and you have to respond really quick, and you oh my god, it's so annoying. I'm sorry if this is really difficult to listen to. I know some people hate when someone's like sick and speaking, but anyway, I feel like, what was I gonna say? This person might, like, I don't know, they expect a lot from you and they don't really give anything back. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying they do it on purpose, because I don't think they do, but it's still taking a lot out of you, and it takes a lot of your effort. It takes a lot of your time and your effort. So with Cave Sanctuary, it may be time for you to kind of pull back into your own space, into your own energy. I feel like you guys would be able to get up to the Empress very quickly if you were to take a step back from this person, and also coupled it with working with why you got into this situation. Because I'm not going to blame anyone. Like, I hate when people say like, well, you always attract the energy you're in. It's not true. Actually, a lot of times it's flipped. The more positive energy you're in, you attract people who are negative. But we all have a choice of what we can tolerate. And I think what you should ask is why you tolerated this. Like, why do you think you're a second-class citizen that has to tolerate bad behavior? Why do you think you are not worthy of someone treating you with respect and love? Why do you think that you have to play second fiddle to them? You know what I mean? Do you have some issues with feeling not good enough? Did you feel like when you were younger, like you had to shrink away and, you know, you didn't want to take too much attention from people, from your parents or from your siblings? Did you feel when you were younger like it was wrong for you to ask for things you wanted? Did someone make you feel embarrassed or ashamed if you like nice things, or if you earn a lot of money or whatever? I feel like a lot of that needs to be kind of unraveled, and it may be time to take a step back, spend some time on your own, and kind of do some self work, you know what I mean? Some self shadow work, and just get to the bottom of why is that, and flipping it. I'm hearing that like Missy Elliott lyric where she says like something, flip it and reverse it. But yeah, like you guys need to reverse it back around and realize that you guys are deserving of all the beautiful things in life, whether that's whatever you guys want: money, love, happiness, joy. That's why we're put on the planet. We're not put on this planet to mope around. And like I said, no one was put on this planet to play second fiddle to someone else and like, oh yeah, you're just kind of like the extra. You're not really the important person. You know, we're all the main character, and that's why God made us, you know, as individuals and stuff. So I feel like you guys need to work on coming into realizing how special you guys are and how you guys do deserve the best, and you deserve happiness. And guess what? You can get it, because we live in a beautiful world where we can manifest stuff, and it can happen so fast. You'd be shocked. Once you level up your manifestation abilities, it's amazing how fast things can come through. So I feel like you guys need to work on realizing that you do deserve it, that you do deserve happiness. And there may be a needing to check in with spirit, needing to go back and kind of have a check-in with yourself, and realize what made you move away from that deep knowing. Because all of us are born as kids knowing that we deserve nice things. That's why like babies cry when they get hungry. They don't just lay there in silence and starve, you know what I mean? And that's because we are supposed to ask for what we want. We are supposed to know we deserve to be well fed, to be happy, you know? And so yeah, you guys need to work on kind of like realizing that. So we got action, simplicity, community, and solitude. So it's interesting we got community and then solitude, because I feel like you guys might need to take a step back from these people. If this is family, some of these dynamics can go super deep and just kind of stick with you for a long time. Like even if you moved out or you went away or you thought you dealt with it, it's like, spoiler alert, you didn't. And you'll always find out when you go through, a dark night of the soul. You're like, I thought I dealt with that trauma. Why is it coming back up? But, spirit will bring it up to you until you fix it. So for many of you guys, this may just be removing yourself, like getting yourself into more of a simple kind of vibe, away from this chaos. Whether it's romantic, because I keep getting, for some of you it's romantic, for others this is like a group or some chaotic people you're dealing with, or it may just be like a best friend, but it's almost like your best friend always makes you feel like you're the second fiddle, like they're the star and you're the not important one. I don't know, but it's like, I feel like just working towards coming back to yourself. It's almost like a lot of you guys need to spend time meditating in peace and in quiet and realizing that you deserve so much better than this. And you're not the fixer or the personal nurse for someone else. I always say, you know, me being like a healer type person, I have a lot of people in my personal life who are very like, have a lot of issues, and I used to deal with that 100%, and I just do that for everyone. I would just, you know, so many people would just come to me and I would talk them through their problems, and I love doing it. I mean, I love doing it on this platform. That's why I love this kind of work that I do with you guys. It means so much when I can help you guys. So I'm not like, it's not that I didn't like the work, but at a certain point when it's with people that, you know, never appreciate you, like people in your life that just expect it, and you're just spending all your time helping them. And so I made a joke where, like, with certain people, I joked around with them where it's like, well, if you want to listen to, if you want me to listen to you talk about this same problem, this same dude that you've been dating for 6 years and I've been telling you to dump him, then you need to pay me like $350 like a therapist, you know what I mean, per hour. Like, I need some kind of a going rate, because I cannot listen anymore to you like go on and on about this chaotic problem. And that's, you know, I'm totally joking with that. Obviously I would never charge someone in my life that to listen to their problems, but it's like, you know, that I think we do need to have that mentality, because those of us who have a healing energy can sometimes attract people who can be a bit of a user and a time suck, and they never really pull back to be like, wow, this person really helped me. And so, you know, that's why I love like doing it in this way, because it's like there's kind of boundaries, I can really help, and I kind of know what I'm putting out there. I feel like it gets really muddy when you're in a relationship with someone or a friendship and you're supposed to be like going out for a good time, and then you end up going into therapy mode, and suddenly you're listening to them talk about all these problems, and you're trying to like draft up a text to their ex, and you're like, okay, so like write it this way, and it's like next thing you know, you've been basically, you know, not relaxing for the past 6 hours, you've been involved with this person's chaos, and you just leave feeling very chaotic. And I feel like that's a lot of times with you guys, where you guys might need to take a step back and just pull into yourself, lean into your own energy, and realize this great destiny. I mean, you guys got the Empress. Hello. So you guys should be really feeling so powerful and feeling yourself. I feel like some of you guys may have even guilt about me pulling that card. You may be like, oh, well, I mean, I don't mean to be the Empress. I'm not like power hungry, but it's like, you don't need to apologize. You don't need to feel guilty about wanting money, success, beautiful things. You should just be knowing that you deserve all the wonderful things in the world, just like we all do, you know, all of us people who are trying to be good, at least, maybe not the evil people, but the good people do. And for those of you who are in a romantic relationship, I feel like this person, again, is very chaotic. And the message to you is also focus on yourself. Don't waste your time trying to fix this person, trying to get them to commit to you. This person has a lot of learning to do. They are also very chaotic, and they're gonna have to kind of wind through their own journey, and it's gonna take them time. Like, I was just watching, you know, The Hills, the redo or whatever, and it's like been 10 plus years, and Brody Jenner is still doing the same stuff. I was like, wow, he's single again, dating around, and dating like 18-year-olds, and it's just like, no offense to him, I hope he's not watching this. but I'm just saying, I doubt he's watching it, but it's like, you know, that's proof. Like, we can't change people. They have to change on their own, and it takes time to change these deep-rooted patterns. So you are not, you know, a professional therapist, and it's not up to you to fix anyone or to make them change. So just focus on yourself. Focus on fixing yourself. And that's when you really start leveling up and coming into this abundance that is your birthright. And you guys have this coming towards you. So I don't want you to miss out on it. I want you guys to lean towards it. So I really hope that helps you guys. I'm sorry for all the voice issues. I hope it wasn't painful to listen to. Also, I mentioned in my opening that I am going to be moving pretty soon. So I'm not sure when I'll be posting next. It shouldn't be longer than like 2 weeks at the max, and I'm hoping I'll be able to post before then, but just so we're off from our usual schedule. And then hopefully with this move and me not being sick, I'll be able to go back to regularly posting kind of like I was before. So if you haven't subscribed, this would be a really good time to subscribe so you don't have to be checking back, because I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting next. So I just wanted to let you guys know upfront. So if you haven't subscribed, this would be the time to do it. But yeah, I am sending you guys so much love and light. Please let me know in the comments if it resonated, you guys. I love hearing your stories, especially with this. I definitely went through similar stuff as this, so I totally feel you guys on this pile. So I really hope it helped you guys. Sending you love and light, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you guys picked this strawberry chocolate cake, this is going to be your reading. It definitely looks to me like Oreo crumbs, and it looks super good, and they did a great job on the whipped cream this time. Like, they got the little swirls. So anyway, let's get right into your reading. I pre-pulled your cards, guys. You got the 9 of Cups, Temperance reversed, the Hermit reversed. You got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands reversed, the Chariot reversed, the Page of Swords, and the Empress. So I feel like what I'm getting from Spirit is that they want you to, it's like they don't want you to be taking aggressive action against this. With the Ace of Wands reversed and the Chariot reversed, I feel like coupled with the Page of Swords, they want you to be kind of strategic about this. Maybe offer a little compassion to this person. They don't want you to be like heavy-handed, angry, aggressive kind of a thing. It's like they want you to kind of, you know, be understanding and kind of kind, I guess. So I know that can be frustrating sometimes when you're dealing with a really difficult person. But I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you know, taking like strong action, being like aggressive or difficult or tough with this person isn't necessarily going to work, isn't necessarily going to be giving you the results you want. I feel like for some of you guys, the person that you're dealing with may be kind of overly emotional or kind of almost childish in that way, where it's like they could be kind of petulant, or maybe they're just someone that's very demanding, where it's like if there's a tiny thing wrong, they always need to be walked through it. They always need to be babysat, kind of like, you know, if they're upset about something, you need to like talk them through it, chat with them about it. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of a thing. That might be what the issue is, because I'm not quite getting a definitive answer from Spirit about what the problem is, but I feel like for some of you guys, it is someone who is emotionally very demanding of you. Maybe someone who's very like histrionic, constantly, you know, where you have to like always be paying attention to their moods. It may be someone where they really don't have a good balance or a good handle over their emotions, kind of a thing. And for some of you guys, it may be kind of like a family situation, or just someone that, you know, like it could also be like financial kind of person. So someone that you're dealing with in your office. It could also be a friend, but I feel like this is someone that just requires a lot of your emotional kind of resources, I guess is what you would call it. Like you kind of constantly have to be kind of catering to them. Some of them may be also kind of like lazy, and you have to cover up for them or work to take care of them in that way, you know, like maybe if you work with them, they're the kind of person that's always like, oh my God, I forgot to send that email. Can you do it now? Like, or I can't believe I forgot to do that project. So can you do it? And where like it falls on you. But I feel like Spirit is saying like not to be angry or aggressive about it. So definitely interested in hearing what else Spirit has to say, because generally I don't love the like, oh, just be compassionate to everyone advice, but you know, I have to go with Spirit. So we also got Triumphant Success, Authority reversed, Partnerships and Alliances, Emotional Withdrawal, Mental Conflict reversed, Intuition, Firm Foundation, and Spiritual Strength. So what I'm hearing is it's almost like Spirit doesn't want you to get caught up in this person's emotional being out of control. They don't want you to have your emotions influenced by this person. They want you to check in with yourself and hear what you're supposed to do yourself. Like I feel like sometimes this person is just frustrating. Like it's like they're just annoying. I'm almost getting like a childlike vibe. Like they act childish, or they act petulant, or they're the kind of person that's like, I can't believe you didn't do it my way, and like, you know, kind of like throws a fit, kind of a thing. I don't know. But I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of frustration that this person kind of can pull forth. And I feel like Spirit is just telling you to be very, it's almost like Spirit doesn't want you to think as much about this person, or get sucked into some of the chaotic stuff they'll bring into your life. They just want you to focus on yourself and kind of planning and kind of thinking things through for yourself. So being very smart, being very wise, and also being very intuitive. Like it's like this person gets you almost like bent out of shape, or like all shook up is what I'm hearing. Like all just very focused on them. I feel like this person I feel like is kind of demanding, or just like they take a lot of resources, emotional resources. It's almost like emotional labor. They, you know, I feel like they are just not very mature, and they put a lot of that on you. So it's like it somehow falls on you. Maybe it's like a boss. Like a lot of narcissists are like this, where they constantly have to be catered to, and it's like you constantly have to be like talking them through, like especially if this is like a client or someone at work. They kind of can do this all the time at work, where they will be, you know, like constantly emailing you like, I didn't quite like the detail on that, can you send me other samples? And it takes just so much time. Like it takes, you know, 10 times the amount of time to deal with them than it does to deal with another client, just because they're very demanding of that and they want to be center stage. And it's not even sometimes something that someone is doing consciously. It may not be that they're like, well, let me become the center of attention today. But, you know, they crave that. They crave that focus. Maybe they never got it as a kid. Who knows? Like, I'm not that interested in some of the dysfunctional people, because you know, it's all up to us to like change, to glow up, to be positive. So I'm not trying to get into like their life story, but it's like a lot of dysfunction that they never dealt with. So I feel like this person may just be very demanding, and you kind of have to like cater to them somehow. Like there's almost like a power structure at play, where this person has like power over you, or you're forced to cater to them somehow. And yeah, it's like, I feel like Spirit is just telling you to kind of be strong and be smart and be intuitive about how you deal with them. Like think things through. Don't get emotionally drawn in. Don't like be so mad that you're just like, you know what, screw you. Because I feel like this person is so stupid emotionally, not trying to be harsh, but you know, I have to be blunt, that they wouldn't even know, they wouldn't even be able to take it on. There would be no self-reflection. There would be no like, you know what, I guess it was kind of demanding that I sent them 30 emails in a row in one night. You know, there would be no like higher level thinking. This person's just very self-focused, and you know, I get that it's really annoying to deal with them, but Spirit is just saying, I feel like Spirit just wants you to be patient and focus on yourself. So we got community, come to the edge reversed, yin, no place like home, unfinished symphony, new life, between worlds, TikTok, and by the book. So I feel like for some of you guys, yeah, this could be a female or someone who just has a very feminine energy. It's almost like a distorted feminine type vibe, where their emotions are kind of ruling the roost, ruling the show, out of control. There's no breaks. You know what I mean? It's just this person's over emotional, very upset about certain things, and there's no like self-control going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's almost like there's too much yin, or there is not a balance of, you know, them coming at you from a place that is like logical and being able to regulate their emotions. I mean, I'm a water sign. I have a ton of water in my chart, and I think, you know, water is such a beautiful element, but it's always important to regulate our emotions and to not just let them run away from us. So I feel like this person, they may have an overabundance of that, and it may be really difficult for you guys to deal with. Some of you guys may be living with them or have them, you know, in your home somewhere. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's just almost like, even if you dealt with them at work, this is something you would take home with you, because this person just, you know, like I said, they require a ton of your emotional and mental energy. And so I feel like, you know, they're kind of draining. I'm feeling like the drained vibe, like they just take a lot of your resources. And I feel like it's almost like they would love for you to kind of lose it and just go crazy on them, or just start screaming, or just be like, I can't handle this, because they're very emotionally unregulated themselves. And so they would love to see you kind of stoop down to their level, or they would love to like irritate you that much, you know, to get you to that place where you're super upset. I feel like this person, you know, they crave a lot of attention, and they're very draining on the people around them, and they don't even necessarily know they're doing it. They're just so needy that they end up doing it. They're very also kind of unconscious. And so I feel like this person, it's almost like the best way for you to deal with them is not to bring yourself to that place of anger, not to let it get there, but maybe focus on, you know, getting yourself into a strategy of extricating yourself from this situation. So maybe, you know, we got New Life, by the book, TikTok. I feel like no place like home. It may be a new living situation. It may be a new job. It may be a new community, you know, maybe if this is a family member, it's about, you know, you don't have to go see them for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or whatever holiday you guys celebrate. It may be that, you know, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't, you know, I made plans with friends, I have to go with them, you know what I mean? And feeling okay with that. Like, it's not to be disrespectful to anyone's ancestors, but of course, we do need to make those choices about how we spend our holidays. And there can be something really great about having a holiday just yourself and the people close to you, or just by yourself. You know what I mean? I've had to spend holidays alone where it was like, I couldn't fly home, or I just kind of maybe could have, but I kind of was like, oh, I have to work, and then spend the holiday by myself. And yeah, it can be hard at first, but also like there's something really beautiful about like making that turkey yourself and seasoning it how you like, and just really taking time with yourself, you know? So if some of you guys are feeling like, you know, you have to be around this person, it may be about trying to use your logical brain to extricate yourself. I feel like, you know, sometimes when we get into these situations where someone's bringing out so much emotion in us, it can be very easy to lose perspective and to almost feel trapped, or feel like this is it. This is how it's always going to be. This person is always like, I don't have any options. I'm stuck. And it's like, you're not stuck. You can get out of it. And what it takes is being very logical and being very pragmatic about how to get out of it. So if you have to live with someone, that means you have to find and search and find another place. If you are at a job, you know, that means putting your resume together and sending it out. But it's like, we need to take these logical steps, and just taking the one step after another gets us out of it. And so it's kind of unglamorous, like that kind of air sword energy and kind of earth energy as well can be kind of unglamorous. And it's like, we just want it to be quick. We want it to be, you know, water energy, which is super emotional, and fire energy, which is also emotional. And we kind of can tend towards that when we're in this kind of predicament. But it's actually, the way out is through going into the sword, the pentacle energy, where you're being very intentional and you're using your brain. That's the thing. So many people, like this person is a great example of someone that just kind of isn't accessing their brain. They're not thinking clearly. And it's like, it can be so easy when we get under stress to get into a loop of panic or negative emotions, or like, it's never going to work out, I'm stuck, or whatever, you know, just feeling those emotions kind of overtake you. And what I think you guys need to work on is putting together a plan that's very smart, very logical, about how to maybe extricate yourself and get into like a new life energy. Because I don't feel like this person is going to be able to change. I feel like they're very dysfunctional, to be honest. So we also got childhood, innocence, lotus flower, unfoldment, iceberg, submerged, crystals, focus, Gaia, nurturing and lightning power. So for some of you guys with childhood, it may be family members, or it may be someone you've known since childhood. And I do apologize if my voice sounds really off. I'm still sick, so if it does sound really like, I don't know, gravelly or I don't know, congested, then I do apologize. But anyway, so this person could be someone you've known for a long time, or someone who comes from your childhood, like family member or old friend. But I also feel like it also could just be talking about, like I said, I feel like this person has kind of a childish energy. Like they are very almost petulant, or kind of just like, you know how like a child gets upset and the child just throws a tantrum and just starts screaming, and you're like, excuse me, this is like a Walgreens, can you not be screaming at the top of your lungs? But it's a child and it doesn't know any better, so it's gonna scream. It doesn't matter whether you're at the Four Seasons or the Walgreens or at the park or at home, it's gonna scream regardless, and it doesn't care. And that's kind of like this person. They're very immature and they want everyone to cater to them like a little baby, and so I feel like sometimes you can feel very submerged in it. It's almost like you feel very stuck. You feel very absorbed in their energy. They have such a swirling energy around them. They have a very strong emotional projection, which means, especially for those of us who can be sensitive, like I don't project that strong emotions, I don't think. I mean, one time some lady in a crystal shop told me she had to cleanse herself because she said my energy was so, I don't know, she said it was so like almost hyper, but anyway, but I think for the most part, I don't project that strongly, so I have to do a lot of protection work. So for those of us who are sensitive, a lot of us, you know, we end up absorbing someone else's emotions. I feel like this person projects very strongly, and when you're around them, you might even be like, why am I upset? Why am I stressed? And it's like, because this person feels that way, and their emotions kind of overtake everything like a tidal wave. And it's almost like with crystals, focus reversed, you're not able to focus or have mental clarity because you're so overwhelmed by this person and everything that's going on with them. They're focused on themselves, and they want you to focus on themselves too. They don't want you to focus on you, they want you to focus on them too. Like they want everyone focused on themselves. But I feel like you guys need to take back your mental clarity. And this is where, you know, grounding work can be so important, like going out into nature and grounding, or taking salt baths, or just setting that intention of like, I'm going to release the stress from today, and just, you know, letting it out, funneling it out of us. That can be so important and so valuable when we're dealing with these chaotic people. And taking a step back is even the best thing. When we don't have to deal with their energy, it's the best thing possible. But also wearing crystals. I mean, I wear a lot of crystal protections, and you know, also you could do things like put sage around, or sage oil. I have it right here actually. Sage and Palo Santo oil, and my crystal, one of the crystals I wear. So I mean, you want to go with all like black crystals. I'm blanking on the names. I think hematite is one. Tourmaline. There's a bunch of black crystals, so just look those up, and those will provide some protection. But I do feel like a step back from this person might be good. And when you do have to deal with them, just, I guess, just being like nice to them, you know what I mean? Like, don't try to escalate things, because again, it's like they're just so unconscious. They're very stuck in almost childhood. Like maybe some trauma happened to them in childhood and they never worked past it, and they never, you know, tried to set that intention of like fixing it and moving forward. It's kind of sad, but I mean, that's not your burden to carry. So I feel like maybe being nice and kind to them when you're around, but also setting up those boundaries and focusing on yourself. We can be kind to someone, but also be like, you know, I'm going to work on myself, and be nice to them in the moment, but set that intention of like, you know, I'm gonna leave that behind at the end of the workday. Like, even though they're stressed and they're freaking out, I'm not gonna carry that into the rest of my afternoon and evening, and I'm gonna have a nice peaceful dinner, and yeah, I'm not gonna like let this overtake everything. So we also got indecision, door to romance reversed. We got financial constraints reversed, door to personal healing and happiness, and yin yang. So I feel like this person, they may be making you feel indecisive. Like again, this person just takes so much emotional wherewithal that sometimes it's hard for you to think clearly. And I feel like spirit with yin yang wants you to be very balanced Also, I didn't talk about between worlds, but that's all about checking in spiritually and, you know, taking that time to meditate, to check in with spirit and really to listen to what spirit has to say. I feel like, you know, a lot of you guys, like when everything is so stressful, like I actually love doing these readings when I'm super stressed out. You would think that, you know, you'd be like, oh, this is the worst time, but I love doing them when I'm super stressed out because, you know, checking in with spirit is that reminder that like everything is going to be okay. You know, honestly, like spirit has a plan. Whenever I check in with spirit, I'm always like amazed, even if it's not my situation and it's someone else's situation. There's such a peace and a calm that comes just from dealing with spirit. And also from usually what spirit says, which is not like, oh my God, freak out, you know, like I've never like checked in with a reading where it's been complete panic. I have checked in with a reading with like Tower card, Devil card, you know, Ten of Swords, where it's like, oh, this isn't good. But usually there's like a calming presence from spirit. And that's the thing is like, you know, sometimes we can get so panicked, so brought into like stuck in this moment, stuck in the like freaking out, you know, behavior of someone else where they're stressed and it becomes our stress and we start panicking. And it's like, I think just returning to spirit and returning to knowing that spirit has got our back is so important. And even just like praying, like some of you guys may have different religious traditions. So, you know, for some people they like to manifest, for some people they like to pray. It's all good, you know what I mean? It's all good unless you're doing something really crazy. You know, if you have that intention to talk to spirit and to have your angels around and talk in a positive way, then that's really good. It doesn't matter the route to get there, you know what I mean? So just, I feel like you guys just need to like kind of check in. Oh my God, how did I forget these two? We got Angel of Love and Healer of the Ages after I mentioned angels. So yeah, like I feel like for you guys, and some of you guys may have a healing energy, and this is why this person like is pulled towards you and creates all these problems for you, is because you guys have this calming presence. And a lot of times people that are full of like conflict and like difficulty in their life, they unconsciously seek out healers, and they unconsciously seek out light workers. So I feel like you guys, if you could direct that energy towards yourself, you would be able to reach money, love, whatever you guys want so quickly, because you guys have this beautiful energy around you that's very sweet, very calming, very, I don't know, creative. There's like a lot of potential. I do feel like you guys are creative. I feel like a lot of you guys have ideas for like stories or movies, or you see like some random guy walking down the street and you create a story in your mind of like, so he just broke up with the love of his life. He's going to his first day of work. He didn't want to break up with her, but he had to. He didn't tell her the real reason. You know what I mean? Like you guys are so creative that you guys are just always kind of creating these fantasy things, and it's like you have this beautiful little world to yourself. And I feel like that, what I'm hearing from spirit also is that is a little special space that spirit created for you, and you can go check in there if you're really feeling overwhelmed. Some of you guys may be dealing with like, this is a lot, like where this energy around you is very dark and very dysfunctional people. But I feel like you guys can go into this little place in your mind that's like creative. And that's kind of like checking in with spirit. It's actually, I think they did an MRI, and like if you meditate and then they did an MRI of someone meditating, like a monk or someone, and then someone who is like a master concert violinist, and it activates the same part of the brain, like that creative aspect and the meditation aspect. So you guys can maybe check in going into that special place where you guys go to kind of relax. Like that's a positive thing. So if you guys get stressed or overwhelmed, feel free to kind of go there. I'm not saying you guys should numb yourselves with video games or something like that, because that can be super destructive, or like some of these escapist things. But it's okay if you guys want to check in with something that just makes you feel better, and then start actively working on getting yourself to a better place, if that makes sense. It's all about really keeping ourselves in high vibration. So we got the Eagle King, the big picture, angelic help, more angels, the hungry ghost, obsessions. What does it say? scarcity consciousness, attachment, the High Lord of gratitude and service, selflessness, humility, conscious action, the resting tree, patience, stillness, and the High Lady of love and compassion. So again, I just feel like Spirit is saying that you guys are very kind, are very sweet, and sometimes you're going to attract kind of like immature, low vibrational energies that are drawn to you as a result of it, because they can sense that you have this healing quality, this healing energy, and so they're like drawn to you like a moth to the flame. They don't consciously know what's going on, but they're like, that person, they can help me. You know what I mean? Kind of like someone who's wounded and is like bleeding, and they see a doctor and they just run over to the doctor. You know what I mean? But that's not really your burden to carry. I just feel like a lot of you guys, Spirit is acknowledging that you guys have this very selfless, compassionate, beautiful quality towards you. But I just don't want to see you guys wasting it on people that, you know, are just going to be takers and aren't going to give them back. The truth is that, you know, giving to others and helping others will always give us good karma. It will always bless us. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you have a lot of angels and people from the other side around you who are watching and kind of taking stock of everything, and they see it. So they see what you're doing. So don't worry that like it's all been in vain or it's all been a waste of time. But personally, I would just love to see you guys direct this towards yourself and towards really growing and, you know, manifesting whatever it is you guys want for yourselves, because I feel like you guys have been used to a lot of chaos, and you go to this kind of place in your mind that's like creative. It's like this creative, still place where you guys imagine different scenarios and like put things together in your head of like stories and like, you know, different ideas. It could be anything, you know, fashion or music or whatever. But I feel like that is a really special gift, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Some of you guys might be able to do something really special with that. And it's almost like the more energy you put towards these low vibrational people that they don't know what they're doing, they're not trying to hurt you, but you're not giving that energy towards yourself and towards these special gifts that could really give so much to the world. So it might be time for you guys to get to a still place and really check in with Spirit. And if you're gifted creatively, you're probably might be gifted psychically. So you might, you know, take that time and really check in and see what Spirit has to say to you, because it is the same part of your brain, but it's very different when you hear Spirit talking to you versus when you're just being creative. They're, you know, it's like two sides of the same coin, but they're different sides, you know? So you do want to take that time to really listen to Spirit. And that's what meditation and sitting in stillness is. Seeing what Spirit has to say, seeing what messages Spirit has for us. Or watching my videos, you could do that too. But anyway, we got change, patience, diligence reversed, standstill, release, and openness. So yeah, I feel like, again, this is a lot of cards that kind of relate to meditation and stillness and checking in with Spirit and having that moment to really hear what Spirit has to say and being open to whatever message that is, being open to releasing some of the stuff that's holding you back. I feel like there's a lot of sad energy around you guys, and I feel like Spirit wants you to release that. I feel like Spirit wants you to come to a joyful place. I feel like a lot of you guys are, like, again, I keep getting like a real sweetheart. Like, you guys are sweeties. You guys are like sweet, open-hearted people. And it's almost like you've been forced to be, I don't know, it's almost like a little servant for someone else. Or you keep having to run around after this difficult person. And it's like you're kind of exhausted, you know? It's kind of like, yeah, like a servant type of role, emotionally a servant, you know, where you have to serve them and they kind of call the shots. And I feel like Spirit wants you to be able to move through into your Empress energy. Empress we got, and it was reversed, and realize that you guys are worthy of beautiful stuff. And I feel like Spirit wants you to check in with him and really listen and really you will get those messages, you know, and you will know kind of what direction to head. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this process is going to involve concretely planning out, like, okay, I'm going to move here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to send my resume out. I'm going to, It's going to be like step 1, step 2, step 3. It's not going to be like, oh, I won the lottery one day and everything's really easy and great. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really how Spirit works. once I realized that meditation was not just about, writing down our wants, but actually taking the work, putting in the work to do it and being very methodical. Like, it's like, I have to move right now, and there's so many things I have to do, where it's like buying the moving boxes, picking up the moving boxes, packing the stuff in order. You don't want to just throw them all in one box, contacting, the moving company. And like, it's just, that's like life, it just takes steps. And so I feel like you guys just need to take some steps and figure out the point A, point B, point C to getting yourself maybe extricated from the situation so you can focus on yourself. And I don't think you have to be cruel to this person. I feel like Spirit is calling for compassion dealing with them, but just maybe a little bit of boundaries. I don't think this person has ill will towards you. I just think they're very immature and they take a lot. And so I feel like it's okay for you guys to be really kind to them, to be really sweet. That's kind of your nature, you know what I mean? So that's good, that's positive, but also starting to put up those boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not bad. This person might make you feel guilty, but there is nothing bad about that. So, take steps to value yourself. You only get one life. So it's so important for you to focus on yourself. So many of us have had, family or whatever that made us feel like, it was our job to serve our parents, or that it wasn't like, why are you always focused on yourself, kind of a thing, where we had to feel guilty for focusing on our best interest. And that is such a toxic, dysfunctional situation. You are supposed to focus on yourself. You are the main character in your story. So I feel like you guys should really focus on what makes you happy. We got door to personal healing and happiness for you. That's Spirit's message to you. I feel like a lot of times maybe these people or your family might make you feel guilty for focusing on yourself, and they might make you feel like you need to focus on them or what they want, but you need to focus on what you want. That's your job. That's why we were put on this planet. And to find out what makes you happy, not in like a destructive way, like, well, I'm going to go do, illegal drugs or something. But finding out what truly brings you joy and a sense of purpose. I feel like a lot of you guys, that may be something creative. I just keep getting that. It might be a career thing for you guys, or I don't know, but that's up to you to check in and figure out. You get one life, so you might as well use it, right? Well, I mean, sometimes, I don't know, depending on your spiritual beliefs, maybe you get others, but it's really important to live your life to the fullest, so so I really hope that helped you guys. Just so you guys know, also, speaking of my move, I am going to be moving in the next short period of time, so I'm not sure when I will be able to post another reading. It may be in like a week, it might be in 2 weeks. I don't think it'll be longer than that, but I'm not going to be posting as frequently as I was for the next couple weeks, and then hopefully now that I'm moving, I will be able to post a lot more and more frequently like I was kind of earlier. So anyway, I've just been so sick, I haven't been able to post or film as much, but hopefully we're getting back on schedule. But this is a perfect time to turn on notifications and subscribe if you haven't, because you'll find out as soon as I post, and you won't have to be checking in because I'm not going to be on my usual schedule for the time being. So hopefully we'll be back to the schedule soon, but for right now, subscribe so you'll find out as soon as I post. But anyway, please let me know if it helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I love reading your stories and hearing what you guys have to say. So let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I am sending you guys so much love and light and healing energy. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey, pile 4. So if you guys picked this pink apple cake, this is going to be your reading. It looks really good, perfect for fall. I love apples in fall. They remind me of like harvest festivals and hay rides and apple cider and all that stuff. So anyway, let's get right into your reading, guys. I pre-pulled your cards. So we got the 10 of Cups reversed, we got the 2 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the Devil, the Ace of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Star, and the Hermit. And again, I mentioned in my intro, but I am still sick, so I apologize if I sound super congested or my voice is just off today. But anyway, hopefully it'll be over soon. So I feel like for some of you guys are dealing with like a broken up relationship. Yeah, this may have been like a really serious romantic relationship or any kind of heartbreak. It could even be heartbreak like family, you know, like one of those situations with a family member that just breaks your heart, or you know, with a friend that breaks your heart, where you just feel heartbroken afterwards, like someone that you were really linked to. So this really has a heavy emphasis on like family love, but it could be friends, it could be someone that you were really close to, but it's like, this is a deep heartbreak. This is definitely a real sense of loss. And for a lot of you guys, I do think it's going to be romantic, but also family, also friends, family here. So, you know, take what it is for you guys. You guys will know what that is, but there's like this heartbreak. There's this real sense of a loss that you guys are going through with this situation. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you know, maybe you guys have been sleeping a lot lately, or if you haven't, I feel like Spirit is saying that you guys need to sleep a lot. There may have been, you know, almost like an unhealthy attachment to this person or to this situation. If it was a family, it could have been a family with a lot of dysfunctional dynamics, you know, maybe even addictions or too much drinking or something like that, or a friendship or something like that. But there's like an unhealthy dynamic in this connection. It feels almost like addicted, or like you're just going through such a sense of loss. There's such a sense of pain. There's such a sense of, almost like bereavement or tragedy that you're feeling. Like almost, it could have been an unhealthy level of commitment where you were so tuned into this person. It could have been a romantic situation which you envisioned marriage, or you envisioned long-term potential, or you felt like this was like a soulmate connection, and now there's a lot of loss. And for family, it could have been, you know, like I said, unhealthy dynamics where, you know, maybe there was like the scapegoat child, the golden child, or just an unhealthy family vibe. There's so many families with unhealthy vibes, with parents that never bothered to heal their trauma and they pass it on to their kids. But I feel like Spirit wants you to, it's almost like Spirit is saying, well, like, focus on your bag with the Page of Pentacles coming out. And that was the first one I pulled for, like, what's the solution to this? I feel like Spirit wants you to kind of focus on yourself. It's almost like you've been giving a lot of your energy to this connection. And with the Hermit, like, Spirit's like, okay, time to focus on you. We got the Star as well. So it's like Spirit wants you to be the star of your own show, and Spirit wants you to focus on yourself. Spirit wants you to... It's like I'm hearing No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. I just heard it so strong in my head. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, I feel like it's okay. Like Spirit isn't saying like, now shut up and stop crying, you know, like that's not Spirit's style, but it's almost like dry your tears and know it's going to be okay. Like they're not mad at you for crying, but they're just like, happy for you to move to the next stage where you will be like, okay, I understand why that had to happen. And I get it. When you feel such a loss, it's really hard to come at it from a place of, okay, this happened for a reason. And even like, I'm glad it happened. I had some relationships that I had to cut off few years ago, I guess now. And I never would have thought I would have been able to cut those off. And I remember like just feeling so at a loss, feeling so upset, feeling like it would never be the same. And I mean, I had no idea why that happened, and I was just so in shock. And now I look back at it as the best thing that ever happened to me. And I literally think back on it all the time as like, I can't believe I got out of that situation. Like I feel like it was just such a blessing. And I feel like that's kind of the thing that will happen for you guys, where you feel like this is a loss, but it's actually a major win. It's actually, you thought it was an L, but it was a W. And so you guys are going to maybe look back in the future. I just made my throat hurt so bad from laughing. Sorry guys. But so no laughing during this reading. I'll try not to. But yeah, I feel like there is going to be this clarity in the future of you guys realizing that this was a blessing. Now it's like you guys can focus on yourself. You guys can focus on getting that coin, literally with the Page of Pentacles, getting that coin, and, you know, focus also on your emotional well-being, because I feel like this was not the best for your emotional well-being, to be honest, with the Page of Cups coming out at the end and with the Ace of Cups. Like, I feel like this may have been a situation that kept you in a like heightened emotional state all the time. Almost like, you know, those relationships where there's always something to be upset about, and there's always tears, and there's always chaos, and there's always panic, and there's always like, you told me that you were gonna, and the other person's always like, but you said blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that happens so much in families where you're like, okay, what's going on? When you like walk in on it, you know, and you're like, okay, this is a lot of chaos. This is a lot of energy to be just passing around on a Tuesday night while people are eating like rice-a-roni and there's multiple meltdowns happening. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it now. And so it may have been a situation in which there was constant emotional upheavals, constant fights, tears, misunderstandings that had to be hashed out, and, you know, like breakups and makeups, and like crying and getting back together and like, oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. It's okay. But like, that's not really healthy. You know, it's okay to have relationships where that happens. And sometimes, of course, in relationships, you're gonna have misunderstandings. Totally normal and healthy. But if that's happening constantly, constant fights, constant digging down deep into your soul and apologizing and fighting and blah, blah, that is not healthy. And it can really take up so much of your time. And I see it as a major block also to manifestation. You know, I always call it like the circus coming to town. And I really like, it's like, that's what it's kind of like, you know, the circus. Like, it's like, oh, what's it going to be today? Is it going to be another tearful meltdown? It's kind of the equivalent of like, okay, we got the acrobats out, and we got, you know, the popcorn, and we got the clowns coming out of the clown car, and everything. You know, it's like when you watch the Jerry Springer show or something, and there's always some kind of chaotic situation, chaotic family that, like, you know, the mom stole someone's boyfriend and the cousin did this, and like, you know, that stuff is just dysfunctional, and you're not going to be able to manifest as much when you're dealing with that, because it takes a lot of time. It drains a lot of time, even if you don't realize it. I feel like maybe that's why Four of Swords came out, is like, maybe you guys even need to like rest, sleep, rejuvenate, because it's like it kind of took it out of you. You might not realize that this was a real time drain, and it was hard for you to kind of focus on your career. With the Two of Pentacles coming out, you know, that can talk about really needing to balance your life. And I feel like there may have been just way more of a drain. So you weren't able to focus on your career, and you weren't able to focus on going into this star energy that has so much potential for success and money, because you're focused on the chaos in this situation. And for those of you where this is a romantic relationship, or it might have been a situationship, it may have been a crush, so it never escalated to that level of, you know, the tearful, dysfunctional relationship. But I still feel like it took a lot of your time. It was like a time drain. I'm seeing like an hourglass, you know, with like just the sand draining down. Like, I feel like it definitely kind of took it out of you guys. So I feel like this is a real big blessing, even though it may be hard to see that right now. There's this, if you guys, I don't know, like, because I'm really feeling with the Three of Swords, like this is like an ending. Maybe you guys are still, some of you, involved in this, in which case, you know, just take it as future tense, I guess. But I definitely think it's a blessing to kind of be removed from this situation. So other cards we got are New Life. Ooh. We got Time to Go. We got Chop Wood, Yang Reversed, Blessed, Happy, Serendipity, and Loyal Heart. So yeah, I feel like you guys were very loyal to this situation, even at times when I'm hearing you shouldn't have been, or others wouldn't have been. It's like you guys were kind of like ride or die. You guys, you know, you guys were troopers. You guys kept loyal, you stayed around for it. But, that may not have been a good thing. It may have been a misuse of your loyalty. It's good to be loyal, but not in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? And so I feel like for some of you guys, if this is an ending, it was a blessing and we did get blessed. So I feel like you guys are going to look back on this and be like, wow, if you're still in it, I do feel like this is a call from Spirit for you to maybe start removing yourself from this situation or putting up some boundaries, because Spirit is really trying to focus and talk about your new life and creating a new life and maybe leaving some of this in the past. We got time to go. So if you're still in this and you're like, wait a minute, what blow up, what ending? It may be time to take your energy out of this. Pluck that energy on out, just like you see it. If you like tweeze your eyebrows, you see like another hair coming in and you grab those tweezers. Like I always have to like I use my tweezers all the time. If I see like a single hair coming in by my eyebrow, I have to like grab my tweezers and like yank it out. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of like you guys are gonna be doing in this situation. Like it's like take that energy and just remove it. So yeah, I feel like you guys have so much potential, blessed, happy, serendipity. And so there's like so much that you guys have to bring into this world. And a lot of you guys have been being kept in dysfunction or being kept in situations with people that don't appreciate you, don't understand you, kind of take you for granted and have a very dysfunctional energy of their own. So it's like you guys, in order to manifest and come into money, and we got chop wood. So I do feel like that's what Spirit wants you to do. I feel like Spirit has like some kind of a purpose for you guys with the star, and they want you to really focus on what that is, finding out what that is and leaning into it. They want you to focus on yourself and your journey. It's almost like so much of your joy was taken away by this situation. You might not have even realized it. You might have even thought it was normal. It's kind of like, you'll hear a story about like a family that grew up with like no money at all. I think someone posted the other day on Facebook and they said, when I was growing up, my family had this thing called like happy face night. And I guess what it would be was her mom would make just plain pieces of toast and squirt on some ketchup in a smiley face. And so they would call it like smiley face night or happy face or whatever. And they would get all excited for it and they would eat it. And she was like, I realize now that my parents had no money. And so they would pretend that it was like, an exciting night, but it was just because it was all we had left in the fridge. And I was thinking, to be honest, because I'm a second house Taurus or Venus Jupiter conjunction. So I like nice food. And if my parents had tried to give me a piece of toast with ketchup on it, I would have probably thrown it. Like, that just sounds not that good to me, to be honest. I'm picky, I guess. But I was like, how does that work? Because wouldn't most people just be grossed out by it? Or not grossed out, but just like, okay, but where else is the food? And so my point is that sometimes when we grow up in a certain situation, we all have that version in our family of like a dysfunctional situation. And like no, attack on anyone who's growing up in poverty or who has had to deal with that, because obviously there's so many systems in place to keep people down, to keep people from getting money. And some people live in really oppressive situations. And so, no judgment at all. But it's like we get used to a certain situation. We get used to like the poverty vibe. And then we get really excited about the ketchup on toast when we could have filet mignon. You know what I mean? If we wanted to, we could manifest having a feast, and instead we get used to, okay, this is good enough. And we get so excited about it. I know I've done that, obviously not with ketchup and toast, but with other situations in my life where I look back now and I'm like, I can't believe I accepted those crumbs. I can't believe I would get so excited for the smallest sign of kindness or niceness from someone. If this is a relationship reading, it could be a situation where like you're so excited to get that single text, that single DM, and it's not even like a thoughtful text like, oh, hey, I've been thinking of you, I really miss you. It's like hey babe, you up? You know what I mean? It's like a text that's really thoughtless and you're so excited for those crumbs, the ketchup on toast metaphor, you know what I mean? And no offense to anyone if that's your favorite food. I mean, I love toast with a little butter on it or ghee, you know, grass-fed butter or ghee. That's my jam. So I'm not trying to judge anyone for eating toast however they like it, but I'm just saying is that, you know, sometimes we get used to a situation so much that we don't even realize, you know, that we could have more or that it's actually not that great. And she said now she realizes as an adult, like she wouldn't want to eat that. And she realized that her parents were really struggling. But, you know, when you're in that moment, you really just learn to take what you can get. And so part of growing up is learning to unlearn what our parents taught us, you know, what our parents taught us we had to settle for. And whether that's financial, whether that's emotional, we all can carry those burdens of like, this is as good as it gets. You know what I mean? Sometimes maybe you have all the money in the world, but you don't feel loved, you know, or maybe you feel really loved, but you know, there's no money. But I feel like for spirit, you know, spirit wants us to have a truly abundant, satisfying life. And I feel like with you, with the star, that's what they're saying is like, you can have that and they want to give that to you. And so it's like, you know, maybe with this situation being removed from your life, you're gonna start thinking critically about the things you accepted in the past and the things you even got excited about of like, oh my God, I got one text from them, you know, I'm so happy. And it's like, who cares? You deserve someone who's not just texting you, but showing up on your doorstep with flowers or, you know, calling you out of the blue to talk or whatever your love language is, you know, really doing thoughtful stuff for you. You deserve to be cherished. Or in a family situation, you get so excited when, you know, there's one peaceful day where there's not a huge argument, but you deserve to be with a family that really appreciates you and values you and makes you feel special. And so there is this emphasis, I feel like, on you just kind of having a little bit of time alone, because I feel like you're going to have a lot of revelations when you go into the hermit energy about what you deserve. And we're going to go into this blessed, happy energy. I mean, they came out one right after the other. Look at these cards and they just look so happy and peaceful and just so abundant. You know what I mean? So we also got heart chakra. We got patience, heartache and loss, victory and success, accelerated motion, and the waiting game. So I feel like you guys coming into some success financially and career-wise is going to really fulfill you more than you would know. Like you might be like, well, I'm not really a money person. And it's not to say that we all have to focus on money, because of course money is not, you know, the be all end all in this universe. But I do feel like for you guys, there might be something that you guys do that really gives you a sense of purpose and also rewards you financially. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be like major key. I'm hearing major key in DJ Khaled's voice where, you know, you find the right career, or you find what you're supposed to be doing, and it's like everything fits into place. And suddenly you're like, oh, I feel so fulfilled, you know? It may be something where like you don't even expect it. You're like, well, this is just a job. And then it's like everything just becomes so amazing, you know? So I feel like there is some purpose you guys have, something that you guys are supposed to be doing in this lifetime, that when you find out what it is and lock it into place, it's like, it's going to take off like a rocket. You know what I mean? You're going to be so abundant and you're going to be so blown away as like, I can be this happy? What? Like, oh my God, I didn't know that I would be so fulfilled. I didn't know I could feel this good. And I feel like that is just, the spirit keeps bringing that up. There's some kind of a thing that you guys need to like, I don't know, maybe meditate or watch my pick of cards. But where it's like, there's some kind of a thing that you guys are supposed to be doing that once you lock into it, I keep hearing lock into it, lock it into place. I don't know why. It's going to be like everything else falls into place. Kind of like a domino. That's going to be like the first domino that goes down, and then all of the others. And then I feel like there is this aspect on you guys getting financial success. I don't know. I don't mean to sound materialistic. And again, like even when I was saying the thing about the ketchup on toast, I'm like, is this judgmental? But I keep getting that there's supposed to be some financial abundance for you guys. Like I feel like again, Spirit wants to give you like that filet mignon. Even if you are like, well, I don't care about that stuff. It's like, well, you might be surprised. It might, it might really fulfill you. Sometimes when we have money, we can also donate money to other people. We can give money to charity. We can help other people. We can give money to the homeless person, So I feel like for some of you guys, there's this thing that's going to take place that's going to bring you to financial abundance and going to give you a sense of stability that you guys kind of never had. And for those of you guys where this is like a romantic relationship, I feel like Spirit just wants you to know that like this wasn't supposed to be the be all end all for you. This is supposed to usher you into more abundance and stuff. This was supposed to happen to lead you on this path. And with the waiting game, I feel like a lot of this is very fated. Also, the star has to do with that, where maybe this was kind of written in the stars, or this was destined. Like this is a destiny kind of a moment. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think I actually pulled the Destiny card, but I wasn't like, I was kind of distracted as I was shuffling, and I just ended up putting that one back for some reason. And now I'm like, oh, because I was eating like a protein bar. But anyway, because these readings are tiring. But so yeah, I feel like you guys do have this destiny that Spirit keeps wanting me to bring up. Where there is some kind of purpose for you guys, and it's going to take place. And this is like one of the things that was supposed to happen to kind of usher it in, to start making it happen, to like bring it in for you. So this is actually a big blessing. I don't know. I wasn't expecting this reading to go this way. That's probably why I put the Destiny card back, because I was trying to ask like what's wrong at first. So it's like, okay, Destiny coming out. I was like, I know it's not their destiny causing problems for them. So, oh my God, we got Destiny again. Wow. I pull out these cards, but then I kind of don't remember all of them. So we got Mapmaker of Destiny, Authentic Purpose, Inspiration, Free Will, and the Dream Walker, Dreams, the Collective Good, Illusions, the Word Lord, Communication, Praise, Dishonesty, and Queen of the Light, Illumination, Enlightenment, Celebration. So there's going to be some moment where you guys have a realization about why this was supposed to happen. I actually am feeling like this is like major key moment. I don't know. I feel like Spirit is removing this stuff from your life. Actually, this card says chop wood. And actually, now come to think of it, I don't know why it has a picture of a broom on it. And so I kind of interpreted it differently at first, but now I'm looking at it and I feel like that is Spirit sweeping these people and these dysfunctional situations out of your life. Like Spirit is starting to kind of take out the trash. I know that's maybe harsh to say, but I feel like these people needed to be cleared. And I feel like you guys are going to have a moment of clarity where you're like, that is so great that these people got removed. If they haven't been removed yet, I feel like they will be. I feel like a lot of this is Spirit orchestrating it. So it's like, you're not going to have to do that much work. Like I know for me with the people that I'm talking about where I fell off from them, like they just got removed. And that's why I was so in shock. Like I was like, what the heck happened? Because it wasn't something where I sat down and was like, I am clearing them out of my life. It's time to move on. It was like the stupidest fallout, and then it was like boom, they're out of my life permanently. And it was such a blessing. And so I feel like that's going to be something that happens for you guys, where you look back and you're like, wow, that was the turning point. And it's going to bring you into a lot of positivity. It's going to bring you into a lot of abundance, and it's going to bring you into fulfillment. I also feel with the collective good coming out, like you guys are going to be much more, I feel like you guys are going to feel this deep sense of purpose, and also just feeling very fulfilled by this situation. So yeah, we got Authentic Purpose, Inspiration, Free Will, the Mapmaker of Destiny. So I feel like you guys are going to start having revelations about why exactly this went down the way it did, and what path you're supposed to be on specifically. So you're going to have more clarity about why all of this took place the way it did. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, this is so interesting because I wasn't expecting this reading to go this way. This is turning into like a really positive reading, but I mean, the best advice I can give you guys to deal with this is just to focus on yourself, focus on welcoming this new era in your life and not dwelling in the past, letting it flow, letting it move through you, letting it just, you know, like not trying to fight the current of a river that's rushing down, you know, because that's so stupid. When we go with the flow of the river, everything kind of moves a lot more smoothly. So other cards we got are door to value, happy family, broken heart, door to spirit, patience, appreciation, and blossoming abundance. So I feel like there may have been a lack of appreciation for you guys. There may have been people taking you for granted or just not treating you with respect. It may have been family members, it may have been that romantic situation, but I feel like these are people, it may have been friends, but I feel like these are people that it's almost like you would have walked across fire for them, you would have done anything for them, and they wouldn't have done the same. You know, they didn't appreciate or value you the way you deserve. And so part of this is you guys realizing how amazing you guys are, like realizing that you guys actually have it going on. You guys have so much to offer. You guys have such a beautiful, bright light to share with the world, and owning that. You know what I mean? Sometimes when we get in these dysfunctional situations with dysfunctional people, they are very threatened by people's success. When someone hasn't achieved a lot in their life or is just kind of a jealous person, you know, a lot of times has a lack of self-worth, they might be jealous when they see someone who really shines brightly like a star, which is the card you guys pulled, and they can feel very angry or like, oh, I gotta stop it. And so they will do stuff to plant seeds in your mind of doubt, of like, maybe I'm not good enough. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not that smart, or, you know, whatever. They will do things to make you doubt yourself on a deep subconscious level. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to start realizing how amazing you guys are. I feel so energized doing this reading, and I really have not felt this energized all day, or maybe in the past 2 weeks since I've been sick as a dog. But I feel so much energy coming from you guys, coming from your pile. It's like taking a 12-hour energy shot or like drinking a Red Bull, but with no like uncomfortable buzz. Like, you guys just are shining this bright, almost like Leo sun energy. And I feel like a lot of you guys, but maybe some of you guys wouldn't be Leo, because it's like there's all this self-doubt coming through. I feel like Leos are really good about knowing, you know, what they bring to the table. And that's why Leo is the sun, which is the generator, the source in this universe, is because they own that, you know, and that's a positive thing. We have so many forces in this world that try to make us feel like we have to feel bad about ourselves, or like in the spiritual world, kill our ego, which you don't want to be operating from a place of ego of like, I'm better than everyone and I deserve to be the only person here, or like I'm going to get money and you're going to stay broke. Like, that's obviously negative. I mean, it goes without saying, but there's absolutely everything positive with being like, I deserve the best. I'm special. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I deserve happiness. That is positive. And there's so many people that try to make us feel like we don't deserve that, shouldn't say that, like, oh, well, you think you're really something, don't you? Oh, I guess you're better than everyone. It's like, well, I never said I was better than everyone, but I am special in my own way. I do bring things to the table that only I bring, that only I have. And you guys need to, I feel like, realize that, because I feel like there's people that made you unlearn that, or made you feel like you're just not that great. And so, yeah, I feel like you guys, you know, this is all about you guys realizing your own value. And then I feel like you guys will come into more money and abundance once you get on this true spiritual destiny path that you guys are supposed to be on. So yeah, it's all about some self-appreciation and coming into that. So other cards we got clouds, shape-shifting. We got dragonfly, emergence, autumnal equinox, release, lotus flower, unfoldment, Gaia, nurturing, and celebration. So this is all about endings for this part of your life. Like, this is about, it's time to let go of it. And really being autumn, coming into autumn, at least if you're in the Western hemisphere, this is the perfect time for that. You know, this is when the leaves start to release off the trees start to release the leaves, and you know, things start to die out. And I've lived in places where it's been sunny all year round, and I've lived in places with seasons. I personally prefer seasons, but the reason why is because, you know, there's nothing like the green that you get in a place with like a heavy rainy season, or a place that has a really heavy winter. And even though for part of the year that means you're gonna see just totally dead trees and stuff, and the ground might look super ugly and just like it's just brown mud and, you know, dead trees and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is kind of ugly. That's what leads to the beautiful spring and the beautiful summer where there's just green and flowers, and then the fall when it's all red and it's just so beautiful like this. And so it's like, if you don't go through the winter, you just don't get that. I mean, it's pretty other times of the year when there's no seasons. You know, it's also can be pretty in its own way. But if you want to get that explosion of flowers, explosion of greens, you got to go through the winter. And so I feel like you guys are going to come into this beautiful summer, spring, abundant period. And it's like right now you're just at that releasing winter type of period where there is a loss, but it's so temporary, and there's so much beauty that you guys are going to come into, and you just need to let it unfold. I feel like if you guys want to know how to kind of expedite this process, you know, it may be time to do a little self-care, take care of yourselves. Sometimes I think self-care can be a little too indulgent, like, you know, killing a bottle of wine and just laying around in your bed and watching TV for like a week is probably, you know, not the best way to self-care. You know, that can be a little too self-indulgent, but self-care in a positive way, taking spiritual baths, working out, eating great food that's like nourishing you, organic food, and really nurturing yourself, and like being sweet and kind to yourself. That is super positive. And so I feel like a lot of you guys may need to work on that. Like maybe do a face mask one night, maybe, you know, paint your nails, or I mean, if you're a guy, I guess, you know, I don't know, go work out or something, I don't know, but whatever makes you guys feel really good and makes you feel really special, because you guys are special. And also celebrating, even if you're dancing around in your own space, you know, by yourself, it's like just getting into that vibration of joy, of happy, high vibrational energy is a blessing and will get you further on your path. So we also got yin, exchanging gifts, peace, a leg up, and never ending story. So yeah, I feel like a lot of this dynamic was going on for a really long time, and in a weird way, this is like a gift for you guys. It may not seem that way at first, but this kind of ending is actually, it's giving you a leg up, it's giving you a blessing, it's giving you much more. You guys are going to look back as like, you know how like in a video game or something, there'll be like a random shortcut, like you touch a certain object and it'll like transport you into another level or into another world, and it gives you a huge advantage. Like that's like one of these moments where it's like you just leveled up, you just rapidly, you know, increase the pace of reaching your destiny. So, you know, don't be upset. This is a blessing. And if this is like the romantic type of situation, again, like you guys are still on this destiny path and this person is not right for you. And yeah, so we got adventures, taking risks reversed, opportunity reversed, action, and new beginnings final card. So yeah, this is a chance for a new beginning for you guys. This is a chance for so much opportunity, so many blessings, so much happiness to come into your life. I feel like if you guys haven't ended this situation yet, you guys will. And the, you know, solution is just, for dealing with this situation, is just welcoming in this new stage in your life, not fighting it, not, you know, trying to change it. If this is a situation where, you know, maybe you had a falling out with someone, I would say don't contact them. Don't be trying to patch things up. You guys might be that person that's kind of like the fixer in your family or in your relationship, where you're always the one to reach out first. You're always the one to send that text or be like, hey, we shouldn't fight, or I'm sorry, you know, and it's like, just stop doing that. Direct that energy towards yourself. Realize how much you guys bring to the table, and welcome in this new stage in your life that I feel like Spirit is divinely appointing for you guys. Spirit is bringing this in such a positive way. So don't resist it. Go with the flow. Let it happen. Let Spirit bring these new blessings in. Just like, like I keep getting, like, going with the flow. Like, it's like if you are fighting against the current, it's just so much harder. And when we just go with the current and let it flow and let it all happen, that's when the blessings can really happen with Spirit. Letting Spirit decide the timing, because Spirit has perfect timing. So I feel like for you guys, this is all about trusting in Spirit, maybe, meditating or just trusting the timing, because I keep getting like divine timing. And I feel like for you guys, there is this aspect where things are being timed and Spirit is very much has a hand in like making all this happen. So this is an unexpectedly really positive reading. So I hope we covered the topic and I hope it resonated, but I have to say what Spirit is saying. Spirit is just like celebrating already. I'm like, excuse me, we're talking about a difficult situation, but Spirit's already like, I keep hearing Yahtzee in my mind, like when you shout Yahtzee if you're winning the game or whatever, like, I feel like Spirit's already celebrating for you. Spirit can already see the end game and just knows that this is so positive. So yeah, I really hope that helped you guys. Also, I let you guys know in the opening, but just to repeat that, I am moving. So I'm not going to be able to post as much as I had been for the next week or two. I'm not sure how often or how, soon I'll be able to like get everything totally settled. But I'm really excited about my new place, and hopefully I'll be able to get back into a super frequent posting schedule, especially now that I won't be sick. Hopefully, eventually I will get well, since this has been dragging on for so long, but I know eventually I'm going to get well and then I'll be able to post more often. But yeah, so if you guys haven't subscribed, this would be the time to sub, just because then you'll be notified as soon as I post and you won't have to like check my page repeatedly, because I'm not going to be able to update as much. I don't know exactly the timeline, but it won't be more than 2 weeks at the max. So, but just so you guys know, because I don't want people to be like refreshing the page and nothing's happening. So anyway, yeah. But let me know if it resonated in the comments, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I love hearing your opinions and your stories. So let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.